Oh, okay. I figured tell me was any words.
We
Well,
laugh.
we drank some whiskey here too, so the voice is a little crack in it too, but it's getting better. We got two or
Some
three
Bangtail.
interviews. We drank some Bangtail whiskey, and of course, had our friends at Honky Tonk Texas, Gentle Ben Spirits, of course, Boot Bar, all the people that make the show possible out there too. Appreciate you guys jumping on board. Day two is almost at a wrap. We got about an hour or so left, maybe a couple shows left. One included here, Brandon Morrell, Kirsty Krause, CJ Garten here with the backstage pass. Trinity Faith joining us here on the show. What's going on?
I'm so excited to be back. I'm pumped. I've had interviews with you.
Such great
online,
energy.
on
Yes.
Zoom, and now
And we're in
we get to
person.
be and this is like such a cool moment. I'm very excited.
It's really cool about this week because it literally brings everybody together.
I
The
love
artists, the radio
Yes,
people,
the team.
the PR people,
Yep.
like the whole
Yep.
team,
I love
and us media people. So we're just happy to have you on. We're celebrating Favor that just came out. It's the third release of the EP Just Me, which is an upbeat, soulful anthem. Talk to us about Favor and what it was like putting it together in the studio and seeing it all come together.
What a fun song to make. Honestly, like from start to finish, I think about it, and it's just the whole creative process was so fun.
I love that.
I got to write this one with my good friend and writer, Bill D. And so I was in a session with him over Zoom because I wrote my whole album over Zoom. And we were on a Zoom and he kind of just going through ideas of like, where do you want to start for today? And he had kind of given a few lines of Favor and one stuck in my head. And he said it was like something, you did me a favor. And then he named a bunch of other ones. And I just went back to that. And I was like, exactly. I said that's the one. Like, that's the one that sticks with me. So we ran with it and it just came out. It was so fun. I mean, it was just so free-flowing and fun song and high energy and got to bring in a different aspect of it, which is also very fun to do. So
Well, the EP is fantastic too. I got to listen to it
thank you.
on the way here, and of course, a few weeks before you guys, Just Me, which is there. This is the third single off of it too. The whole EP has got its vibe. It's got its own feel. Each song kind of describes a little bit of something somebody going through. Lyrically, it's very good. Talk about just the EP and the making
Uplifting.
of it too.
Very uplifting.
Yeah, it is
And
uplifting.
that was really my goal for the whole EP too. And it's not even fully out yet. We have the whole thing comes out, like the album comes out this year.
Awesome.
I don't have dates yet, but we have more
Awesome.
songs on the EP, so I'm very
Killer.
pumped about that. And some of my favorites haven't been released yet, so I
You're
can't wait.
sandbagging
I know.
over here.
I can't wait.
I love that.
But yeah, the EP, I really wanted to tell the story of where I was in my life right now. And songwriting to me is also about being very authentic and very real. And I couldn't write in love songs, and I couldn't really write the heartbreak songs because that's not really where I was in my life. And so for this whole album project that we were working on, I really had to kind of like find some material that really spoke to me, and that was kind of how this whole thing came about. And so the whole premise of Just Me is just being comfortable where you are in life right now, because we get so caught up in like future things and things in the past, but also making sure it's important to be happy where you are, like in this moment today, right now. And that's why I really wanted the message to be. And also for the single girls out there like myself who are working on themselves, who are working on their dreams, who have like the one track mind, and they're not in that spot to think about a relationship right now. And I'm just so happy about it, you know? So, and I wanted other girls to kind of have that inspiration too. So.
I love that you make that important to have your music be very reflective of where you're at.
Yes.
And that because ultimately you're the artist that's going out and performing these songs and talking about these songs. So it's really cool to hear how important authenticity is for you.
No, for sure. I mean, in songwriting in general, I feel that's why it's so special to me, is being authentic about it and sharing those raw, deep feelings that happen in life. And we as songwriters just happen to be able to do that through melody and singing. And so I'm just very, very grateful for that gift and so excited for what the future holds for songwriting.
I love that.
You've done a lot of cool things to get to the path, being a musician.
Yeah.
One of them is charitable work.
Yes.
I believe No Kid Go Hungry.
Yes.
We talked about that on the shows previously past. Seems like charity work's very important to you. Why?
Extremely important to me because they were the first ones that gave me, first of all, the opportunity to perform. Second of all, doing it for such a great cause. I did Fallen Officer tribute. I've done a few of them, and they are so, like, you go in blessing other people, and then you actually end it, and you're like, I've been so blessed myself. Like, it's
what
just
a way to like say that. That's so beautiful.
It's crazy feeling. So I love that, and I love the organization. No Kid Grew. I would love to do a current one. I'd love to like do my own music and go back. That would be like such a full circle moment. But yes, they're super important, and I love it.
You've also done some national anthems. I know you told me being from Tampa,
Lots of
the
national
Orlando Magic.
anthems.
Yes.
You did some things. The Orlando Magic, of course. I know still
NASCAR.
NASCAR too as well. Talk about
Huge.
just singing that in
Like
front of
so young,
Yeah.
80,000 people
cool.
singing "God Bless America." Talk about stage experience at such a young age.
You ever get nervous performing that national anthem?
I wouldn't necessarily say it's nervousness. I think it's more of that song means so much, and every time you sing it, you can't ever forget what that stands for.
Right. It's an honor.
It's truly an honor every time you get to sing it, and I have a lot of military family, so singing that is definitely an honor, and thinking that I still have them because I know so many people don't. So it's definitely an honor to sing that one every time, and I've had so many crazy opportunities with the national anthem in Florida. So yes, continuing that in the future would be great.
Being a Florida girl, being from Tampa,
Yes.
you know, if you had to narrow down to your go-to beach
Oh my gosh.
in that area, where do you go?
I'm gonna give away my secret spot.
Oh, you don't have to say necessarily where to park, you know.
Oh,
but-
okay. Okay. I'll say it's in Sarasota, Florida.
Okay. All right.
Those are the best beaches. I love. It's an hour, but it's worth it to me than go to like Clearwater or St. Pete. I like go south.
Okay.
So,
all right.
that's my spot. I love it.
Such beautiful beaches over in that area in Florida.
So
and
beautiful.
you certainly are very lucky to be from there.
I really am. It's the
Traveling
best.
back and forth, doing lots of writing here in
Yes.
Nashville, lots of
Yes.
releases. We have a EP coming out, and you were just named Spotify Fresh Find. What is that like to have that kind of under your belt?
It's still insane. We've been on 3 Spotify playlists.
That's
so far.
big. That really
Huge.
helps.
And I was
promotion
I
as
was
an
in the
artist.
middle of a writing session,
and you found out.
and my manager called me and he was like, I know you're gonna write, but he's like, I can't hold this information from you because he's like, I'm freaking out. And I was like, what? And he's like, we're Spotify Fresh Finds. And I was like, no way. So then I had to like get my composure and go back into the writing. I'm like, I'm fine. How are you? Like,
love
go back
that.
into them. It was so funny. But unbelievable, crazy. And then like New Friday, like whatever that one, that was
Right,
crazy.
right.
And
All
Next
these big
from
Spotify
Nashville.
playlists. Yes.
crazy.
So now celebrating here at CRS, talk to us about some of the, like, just give a shout out to some of these stations that have been behind this new music that's
Oh my gosh.
going on for.
So many. Like, I don't even know where to start. I mean, obviously, I have to take my team. They've been so incredible. They have helped with every single project.
I love that.
They believe in me so much. They support me even during the whole COVID and everybody was like up in question. They were always like the rock that was like, we got to keep the ship moving. We got to
Yes.
keep finding stuff to do. And they really kept me inspired at a time where everybody was like in question, you know?
Right.
And we had our first interview
did,
over
we
Zoom.
did.
Like, it wasn't even in
We did.
person.
And I
So,
predicted some big things. Look what happened. There you go.
Yes.
See?
and now I'm here in CRS. Like, what is
In
this is
person at
insane,
CRS,
crazy. I remember last year CRS, and I was watching their Instagram stories, and I was like, I hope to be there next year, and here I am.
That's
It's been
awesome.
I loved your song "Okay" because there's sometimes we all go through different things in life that pull us up, bring us
Yep.
down, and in the end, it's all about faith and putting ourselves back together
And
like
being
a puzzle.
hopeful.
At the same time, but keeping that level head. I know for me, being a new dad, it's kind of kept me just organized in the right way. You know, she's turning 3 here in a few weeks. It's like, man, this is just cool to see her grow up as she goes through her tantrums and
Yep, all
you know,
the dad things.
the dad things you go through for a little girl. She's quickly become
Yes.
a daddy's girl. Where I'm
Yes.
going with it is the song "Okay."
Yeah.
The song "Okay" was just really, I'd have to turn it on for me just to say,
Oh my
don't get upset at her.
gosh.
And there's more meaning for it. I get through it all, but the changes life brings and
Yeah.
a new day, kind of hope and things like that it delivers hope for people. Talk about "Okay" and what it meant.
I wrote that song coming fresh out of a breakup, actually, and I was moving to Nashville, so I had a million emotions at me already, and so that was the first song I had actually finished, and I was like, it happened so fast. So the whole message behind that one was my family. I would always tell them I'm an overthinker, so like guilty over here, but I would go to my family because I have such a huge supportive family, and I'd go to them and I'd say all the things of like what was on my heart and my brain and my mind, and they would just say like, be grateful for today, know that things are going to be okay, and if you've made it this far, you're going to keep going, God's on your side. And I remember like hearing those things, and I was like, you know what, there's a song in that, and I feel like a lot of people can relate to that song too. And it just so happened that song came out during COVID. So another crazy
Something we
situation where it
needed,
was
yeah.
like the message just clicked for me and for a lot of people, and then we made a music video for it, and so I'm still super proud of that one, and
Yes.
the message is great.
Yeah, and keeping on the same path of the uplifting songs, A New Day. You know,
Yes.
so uplifting for your hard times.
Yes.
Talk about that.
That was
too.
kind of on the same, so that was part of the same EP that I had released with the Same Old Me. Another song that I kind of wanted to talk about the ups and downs of life. And sometimes you're not always on the mountaintops, and sometimes you're in the valleys, and realizing that tomorrow's a new day. And that's something I have to constantly remind myself of. Like every time I wake up and I've had a stressful day, or it's, something, you get caught up in the busyness of life, and you realize, thank you, Lord, for this day. It's a new day, a new shot, a new chance. And that was really kind of the message behind that.
I love that. So, okay, you're a busy woman. What do you do outside of music to just let yourself relax?
Go to
Like
the beach.
yeah. Obviously. I love that.
mean, I'm from
Beach
Florida.
down
I
in
can't.
Sarasota.
Yeah, 100%.
Have you been fishing?
Fishing. I mean, so I
Florida's so big.
I love water activities. Like,
Yeah.
don't get me wrong, but I think the most peaceful thing to do is just like pack a lunch
and just
be on the beach.
and
Like, I
listen to
love
the
fishing.
waves.
Don't get me wrong. I love like jet skiing and boating and all the things. Like being on the just sitting there and like having the peace of mind is that's
Awesome.
best. So
When it comes to food, as far as Nashville, we'll finish with this one.
Rapid fire.
Favorite
Yeah.
eating holes here in Nashville, restaurants.
I love Burger Republic. That to me, that one's like super underrated.
Haven't been there yet. Okay.
Their milkshakes and their burgers are so good. This one's not in downtown, but Sam's place, unreal, the best
Wait.
food ever.
Bellevue.
No,
Oh, there's
First
one.
Corner.
Okay. All right.
Unreal,
I'll check it out.
like
Check
my
it out.
absolute favorites, my whole heart. Hattie Beats because I love hot chicken, and that's like a national
I'm
classic.
about to do it before I leave, right?
Yeah, those are my top three.
Top three.
Yeah.
Okay. What's the first song you've ever sang on stage?
She's Take the Wheel by Carrie Underwood at
I
church.
love-
Look at that.
At church.
At church.
Yes.
Who convinced my mom? I don't know how my mom got 5-year-old me to sing Jesus Take the Wheel at church on stage.
Just write a homily
I don't know
around this.
exactly
We got
how
this.
that happened and who said yes to that, but thank you.
I love that.
That's great.
So if you weren't a musician, what other job or occupation would you have?
Like if music, let's just say in a
I can't
dark
even-
world, music did not exist and you
I
did something else.
cannot even fathom that because there's never been a plan B for me.
We'll take that.
But
I like that.
like ever, there's never been a plan B. I've loved it since day one. So I don't know what I would
Yes.
do.
I mean, 4 years old, singing Jesus Take the
She's
Wheel at church.
exactly
Come on.
right.
Music's been my life. So
I love that.
No plan B. All that extra.
I
And
know, no
it's
plan
certainly working for you and excelling.
Thank
We are
you.
so excited for you.
I'm so,
Favor is
so
out.
blessed to be here.
It's the third release on the EP that's
Yay!
coming out very soon, and you guys got to make sure to check it out. We have Trinity Faith here live at CRS 2023
Thanks so much for having
at
me.
the Omni Hotel. Again, Gentleman Spirits, Banked Hill Whiskey, Honky Tonk, Texas. Thank you guys all for the support here, and thank you for tuning in live on all of these social media platforms. We have one more for today, and we'll be back tomorrow for CRS Day 3. Kirsty Krause, Brandon Morell, CJ Garten, somewhere around here, and we certainly appreciate it. Thank you for having us.
Thank you. Thank you so much.